While feeding my fish, I made a comment to my mom how one is getting a little chubby, and she suggested that maybe the fish was pregnant, but I had to break the news to her that both fish in the tank were boys, and she goes, well, maybe they're gay. Natalie, did you think about that? And I swear, her tone was so perfectly condescending and knowing that for a split second I actually felt bad for judging my fish's relationship before I was like, how to be polite and show respect. In the old days of feudal Japan, a samurai warrior would shout, "You are trying to view Flash content, but you have no Flash plugin installed." Truly ahead of their time. So I work at a retirement home, and one of the residents heard me saying mood all the time, and she asked what it meant, and now she won't stop saying it. Another resident fell over, and she was just like, mood. OP. You are adding invasive element to a fragile ecosystem. Society is going to collapse because of this. Mood. If my friend told me they believed they were stuck in a time loop, I would simply believe them. Friend. I know this sounds insane, I know, but I'm telling you, I've lived this day already so many times, and I think I'm in a time loop. Me. Okay. Friend. I need you to trust. Okay. Me. Okay. Walk me through the entire day and everything you've done during the time loop. Let me help you break it. This is why I have a time loop code, which I thought of and have never written down or spoken. All someone needs to do is tell me it, and I'll know they got it from me in a previous loop. That's fucking genius. Writing siblings. Here are actual things that siblings do. Make fun of their parents together. Make fun of their other siblings. Take each other's clothes. Fight over chores. Gossip about cousins. Watch TV or movies that are appropriate to the youngest sibling. Watch TV or movies that are not appropriate to the youngest siblings. Help with mean teachers. Help cheat on assignments for school. But most importantly, we do not call each other bro or sis. About to get on a company-wide Zoom call, dressed like this, because they told us to dress up in whatever costumes we have lying around. Wish me luck. The person below me is our manager. Only like 5 out of 70 people here are dressed up. Having some regrets. Head of our company joined the call extremely late and was like, "Is that Snake from Metal Gear?" and played the MGS1 encounter theme through his phone speaker. So actually this was the best idea I've ever had in my life. RDM gave us a circlet of intelligence, but instead of using it ourselves, the grey render that got really attached to our paladin started messing with it, attained an intelligence score of 19, and now we have Randall the grey render, who works as our butler. As a reference, this guy lives at our house, wears a waistcoat and monocle, and has the highest intelligence score in the party. I'm really pissed that palindrome isn't palindrome backwards. Ah yes, but immordalap is a word. An immordalap is any word that, when spelled backwards, produces another word. Examples of immordalap pairs include desserts and stressed, draw and reward, gateman and namatag, time and emit, laced and ekel, regal and lager, and therefore immordalap palindrome is an immordalap palindrome, which I, for one, think is really freaking cool. Dude. About an hour ago, I was in Walmart looking for my conditioner because today is wash day for my hair. As I'm looking for my product, this older white lady approaches me and she says, "Excuse me, miss, please don't be offended by this." And usually, when white people tell me not to be offended, 9 times out of 10, whatever they are about to say is going to be offensive as F. Anyway, she follows it up with, "My husband and I just recently won our custody battle with our foster daughter, and she means the world to us. She's a beautiful African American girl, and her hair looks a lot like yours. But I'm afraid, because I don't know what to do with her hair. It's a lot different from mine's and our other children, and we are at a total loss. I've tried looking up the YouTube videos, and my husband went to the braiding shops so they can teach him how to properly braid her hair, but he's still pretty new, and it will be a while before he gets used to it. Do you have any tips you can give me? If you don't have the time, it's okay, really. I just needed a little advice because I want her to look beautiful. Y'all. Swear I almost started crying on aisle 6. So for the last 30 minutes, I spent my time talking to her and what products to use and how to properly detangle and comb her hair with the proper tools and what not to do with natural hair. And I showed her a bunch of easier to follow natural hair tutorials on YouTube and saved them for her. I also had to create a YouTube account for her so she could save it for later. But she was so sweet, and I could tell that she listened to every single thing I had to say, and she took little notes on her little notepad. And what really filled my heart was the fact that her husband actually taking classes from African braiding shops. And she showed me a picture of him wearing a little sweater vest and loafers in a little shop surrounded by beautiful black women, showing him how to braid black hair, and even the lady he's braiding on is guiding his hands. And bless these old white people and their black daughter, who I know have new loving parents because they are willing to step out of their comfort zone just to make her feel and look beautiful. I really hope our paths cross again one day, Mrs. Cecilia. They did what? To you? No. I will make them pay. You're f***ing mine. And nobody lays a goddamn finger on you. Me, when I get my car back from the mechanics and the adjustment on my seat is all wrong. It's only an unpaid internship if you don't steal enough office supplies. Stealing is wrong. You mean unpaid internships? I agree. Go for the printed toner. It's worth more than gold. Fantastic advice. An assassin is really just a serial killer who takes requests. Excuse you, they take commissions. Hey man, can you kill this guy? Alright, that will be 10k. Can't you just do it for the exposure? Whatever, you suck at murder anyway. Good boy, eat your cereals. How come there isn't a single college professor out there that realizes the address bar on Chrome doubles as a Google search? Every time I see a professor open Chrome and then type in google.com, I lose 2 days off my lifespan. This post is making college professors mad. Every time I get a notification on this post and it's a professor upset that they've been called out, I just gain back 2 days of my lifespan. So keep it up. I might eventually regain all the days I lost watching y'all try to figure out how to use the internet. Also, people don't seem to notice autocomplete happening, so they laboriously type the whole thing, even though it's right there. Just hit enter. Bonus round. College professors not realizing the YouTube autoplay, so every damn time you finish watching a video, the whole class has to painstakingly watch the timer run out, and then the professor is shocked when the next video starts playing. Till a rodent that was believed to have been extinct for 113 years suddenly showed up right in front of researchers, staying long enough for its picture to be taken before it disappeared back into the Colombian forest, having never been seen again. She submitted to the mortifying idea of being known. Oh. She's beautiful. When kids try to impress their parents, good parents will pretend to be impressed to encourage them. When their kids show them a scribbled drawing that's impossible to decipher, they'll agree that it's the finest tiger they've ever seen. Or if the kid jumps from behind the corner with a paper bag over his head, they'll pretend to gasp, like, "Oh wow, that sure is the scariest mask I've ever seen. You did a good job." What a lot of straight men apparently haven't figured out is that for a lot of human history, the way women flirt has been exactly this. Men of past centuries haven't all been cool impressive heroes that naive sheltered women gasp and fawn over. Women have just picked the ones they liked and let them feel that way. It's far less "oh, my hero," and far more "oh, you're acting like a clown because you like me." And the thing is, modern women have stopped doing that. They won't pretend to be small and simple to let men feel big and great. And a lot of men haven't picked up on this, and when the things they try to flex with just won't impress, they draw the wrong conclusion. They assume that the women are expecting something greater. If only he was richer, taller, more successful, then they would be impressed and fawn over him. So, they fall into these incel sinkholes, setting themselves an impossible standard that never truly existed, becoming more and more bitter and repulsive, when in the first place, the key to getting women to like you was to simply be a likable person. One time a duckling fell asleep in my frocket, and it was the cutest thing ever. Frocket. Me. Nah, I'm not getting my hopes up. Narrator. Her hopes were in fact up. Excellent reasons to give pets boring human names. 1. To see how long it takes co-workers to realize you're talking about a pet and not a significant other. Dave and I were watching a movie in bed the other night. 1B, or about a kid. Mariah's not allowed to eat raisins. She's allergic. 2. You can use them as an excuse. Taylor hates it when I get home late. 3. Eventually, you get to say things like, Jennifer got stuck between the wall and the refrigerator again. Okay. Do you guys remember those Capri Sun respect the pouch, respected ads, where children would deface a Capri Sun pouch in some way and then suffer some comic punishment thematically connected to the way they disrespected pouch? Then there were Airheads commercials, where eating an Airhead would turn your head into a balloon. And there were Fruit Gusher ads similar to that, except your head turned into an enormous piece of fruit. What happened? Where for this brief period of time, in America at least, it was decided the best way to get kids to buy fruit-themed junk food was to imply there was some kind of chaotic evil force that would let you sip its sweet nectar and feast on its fruit, but only if you were willing to sacrifice your state of existence and obey the artificially flavored outer gods. If I ever start a band, I'm going to name it Music, and then it will be literally impossible to find any of our songs on the internet. The first album. Unknown album. The hit single. Track 1. Album art. Some people wanna watch the world burn. Literally, what the F does she think this suit is going to do for her? Enhance her swag to dangerous levels. When I publish my novel, I want you all to swear to me that you're going to write uncomfortably erotic fic about characters I didn't intend to have sexual tension. Swear it. Swear to me. If you fcers don't produce at least one high school AU, I will disown you. What a year this week has been. It's Monday. It sure as hell is. The earlier in the day Monday you reblog, the funnier this gets. I saw this at 11:56 PM on Sunday. All our generation wants is a small apartment and a spouse that loves them back. I also want a sword. People who unironically use multiple exclamation points in texts are the cutest fking thing. Even mundane things are made cuter, like, just got on the bus, will be home soon. Like, yeah, on the bus, you big cutie. I will see you at home. Look both ways before crossing the street. In a horse accent. Help. This is the horse equivalent of being lost in the sauce. Ashtray in the hay. Look at me in the eyes when I'm speaking to you. When you type her face looks like she's smiling while her mouth is in fact a completely straight line. In the old days, this was known as illusion magic.